Maltinha, tínhamos ficado aqui, man. E o que é que a gente ia aqui fazer? Para a gente se lembrar. Íamos aqui perguntar sobre o Percival na autoridade comercial. Portanto, let's go. Bora lá. Bora. Yeah. Alô?
Invoices can be collected from the... Oh. Not here for a delivery, are you?
Não. Me disseram que um homem chamado Walker trabalha aqui. O comandante aqui TAVAREZ da vanguarda precisa da ajuda de Percival Walker para investigar uma descoberta preocupante.
Do you know? Well, I do wish I could help you, Captain, but Dr. Walker has been missing for some time.
Opa.
A shame, too. We had such high hopes for Percival. I brought him on myself to do medical and biological consulting around the city. Not the sort of work the Trade Authority traditionally does. But we thought it had the potential to become a whole new type of revenue stream for our branch.
Ok.
I invested no small amount of personal capital into the endeavor. But then he decided to run off after a discipline issue. I presume the miners have him hidden somewhere. Plenty of cracks on this old rock. But at this point, it's probably for the best.
Porque os mineradores esconderiam ele.
They were all devils. Red devils. A UC Marine unit based here on Mars, though they were disbanded shortly after the colony war.
Ok.
I presume a number of them served alongside Dr. Walker. Bonds forged in battle and all that.
De que tipo de questão disciplinar estamos falando?
Dr. Walker decided to start brewing and selling his own pharmaceuticals to our customers below cost. Something his contract expressly forbade. As such, we requested our cut of the profits and began garnishing his salary. Perhaps a little too severely, but well within legal limits. It was around then that he ran off, abandoning his duty and his unpaid accounts.
Você não parece ter muito interesse em achar ele.
That's correct. We're no longer interested in Dr. Walker's services.
Filha da mãe.
He did leave his post, however, with a sizable debt to his name. If you were to find him and get him to pay, the Trade Authority would be most grateful for it.
Oh, someone owes you bloodthirsty leeches money? Oh, I'm sorry, that's rude of me. I should apologize for insulting the leeches.
Quanto ele deve?
Why? Feeling charitable? I don't recall the exact figure off the top of my head, but with the interest it's accrued, I believe it's something substantial. So if you were able to find him and convince him to clear his accounts, you would have our honest gratitude.
Não sou um dos seus criadores, só preciso saber como encontrar ele.
Yeah, get your own damn money. Looks like you could use the exercise.
Pity.
Perhaps a little advance on my part might pique your interest. Visit the Sixth Circle, a bar on the lowest level of the city. If someone in Sidonia knows where Percival is, you'll find them there.
Ok. Bora então.
A reminder that Bring Your Child to Work Day is not an officially sanctioned holiday, and that it is not advised to allow children into potentially dangerous work sites. Keep our children safe.
Vamos lá ver se encontramos o Percival. Olá, Cujão.
Broken Spear's upstairs. Go drown yourself there. This bar's for devil's vets and their kin.
Calma aí, sou da vanguarda. Ouvi que vocês podem saber onde está o Percival Walker.
Doc Walker? Well, you're barking up the wrong...
Andy, you. Why don't you come here and tell me what some Vanguard captain wants with Walker?
It's really, really hard not to stare into their eyes.
Stray topsider wanders
Shit,
into
I'm
my
doing it again.
bar asking after a man like Percival Walker. Raises questions. What do you want with him?
Então, terramorfos podem estar ameaçando a galáxia. Preciso da ajuda do Percival para deter eles.
What? Someone give him the keys to a battle cruiser? Look, you can make up whatever crazy story you want, but you should forget about Percival.
Olha, eu tenho créditos, você tem informações, podemos negociar isso. Por favor, pode ter vidas em risco aqui, só me diga onde posso achar ele.
Stop! Even if I did know where he was, I'm not telling some stray I don't know from a...
Filha da mãe, dude.
Maybe there is something you can do. Percival's got this debt put on him by the Trade Authority. You make that go away, prove you're a friend of him and the rest of us devils, and... well, I'm always inclined to help a friend.
Você e Percival eram diabos vermelhos? Podem falar um pouco sobre eles?
Red
Malta,
Devils
desculpem.
were the meanest marine unit the UC Navy ever had. Couldn't get in if you hadn't done at least one stint as a Martian Dusty. Made us tough, reliable. That's why they
Okay.
chose us as the handlers for the UC Xeno weapons. No other unit could handle that pressure. Percival, though, he wasn't a grunt like all of us. Science officer. Made sure the monsters behaved themselves around the devils, and didn't with everyone else. But it was those monsters that did us in. When the colony war ended and the armistice came down, everything associated with Xeno weapons got shelved, Red Devils included. Now they're just a memory. Me? Nah. Infantry officer. But my grunts deployed alongside the things. Never seen anything like it, before or since. Monsters from the darkest corners of the Black, rampaging across the battlefield. Can understand why they banned them. Brutal. Armistice hurt us more than most, but... wow. Wasn't all bad that came out of that agreement. Well, most straightforward way to take care of this debt would be to just saunter up to the authority and pay him direct. If you've got credits to throw away.
Será que temos créditos
Of
suficientes?
course, rumor is the Trade Authority keeps all their records and collections files on a central server inside their storeroom. If someone was to break in there and adjust Percival's debt to something a little more reasonable, say a few hundred credits, I'd be happy to cover the costs.
I mean, clearly that's a crime. And doing it would just be terrible.
Vou ver se consigo me livrar da dívida.
And I look forward to hearing the good news.
Maybe a bounty hunter? Heard you talking with Lou, so you're going to help Dr. Walker?
Porquê? Você sabe onde posso achar ele?
Oh, no. I mean, I've got my suspicions, but look, you're planning to help Percival, right?
Parece que não tenho nenhuma outra opção para achar ele.
Yeah, sure. Listen, I know how you can do it without having to resort to any B&E. Aqueous hematite. Mars is full of it. People think it's just garbage, but Percival and I, we've been working on some projects in the deep mines.
Ok.
At least when he wasn't slaving away at his trade authority contract. But we stumbled on a way to make it useful and profitable. You give our research over to Octai at the trade authority, it should more than cover Percival's debt. That guy's always looking for an angle.
Vocês estavam fabricando químicos ou algo assim?
No. Well, yes, but the medical kind. I'd help him make whatever the city was running low on that month, and we'd sell it to the miners for cheap. But the trade authority got wind and wanted their cut. And then some.
A matita aquosa, o que é isso?
It's mostly iron and about
Obrigado aí,
3 centuries of
Baronu.
human water runoff, though only Percival would be able to tell you all the trace elements and
Estamos juntos,
whatnot.
cara. Obrigado aí.
But it builds up around human
Right off.
settlements, and something about the Martian soil changes it, makes it into something new. And we think we found a use for it.
Imagino que tem um motivo para vocês já não terem entregado isso.
Well, yeah. We were never able to finish the research. Spacers moved in and ran us out. Started setting up shop.
Oh, so it's a tiny little favor. Just mind the mindful of armed rabble.
But if you can clear them out, I can walk you through how to finish the research. Then you can give it over to the trade authority. They'll get folks working in the deep mines again. Jobs come back, I become a modern-day folk hero. Then I don't have to sleep on an inflated spacesuit anymore.
Vamos a trabalhar e tanto só para não ter que comprar um travesseiro. Certo. Onde é que tá? Onde é que fica a mina?
Yeah. So access to the deep mines can be found outside the city. It's not far. Shouldn't even need to hop back in your ship. We'd set up right near the main drill. Taking out the spacer leader should get the message across to the rest of them to buzz off. Once you've managed that, phone up here on the comms panel, and I can walk you through finishing the research.
Vai. Bora lá. Mas como é que corre, malta? Podia logo pagar? Não, vamos lá. Ganhar mais um XP, né? Let's go, malta. Maltinha, muito obrigado a quem está a assistir, man. Obrigado aí pelo apoio fantástico. Jesus. Bora. Das abandonadas. Olha lá. Qual é a arma que eu tenho? Esta arma é muito bacana, malta. Este menino voou. I can fly. Yeah, literalmente. Estavas a dizer que esta arma é muito boa, não já? Já os tinha dito, por acaso, não é? Quero este. Já os tinha dito que esta arma é muito bacana, não é? Eu acho que sim, mas já tinha dito. Brutal! Bora. Quer dizer, aqui isto tem luz, man, não...
Tip of the iceberg. You can bet there's more spacers ahead. And probably behind too.
E já viste a shotgun que eu tenho também? Vou-te mostrar a shotgun. Esta shotgun é GG, dude. Ó. Esta é que é? Ah, és tu. Eu vi um gajo a correr aqui. Olha, olha. Tá agora. Olha, presunto. Pá, aqui também abusaste um bocadinho, mano. Agora que eu vi que eu... Não fiquei com muita vida, mano. Abusei um bocadinho. Sim, mas sem dúvida que esta aqui... Esta é melhorzinha. O gajo dá um tiro, é GG. Mas outra também é muito bacana. Também curto. Vai estar com a outra. Bora. Vou só dar aqui um check. Até porque eu não tenho muita munição desta arma. Ok, como é que eu vou para ali? Ah! É por aqui. Estava a ver, man. Onde é que eu ia? Olha lá, o Sam queria falar comigo. Onde é que ele está? Sam!
So how much of a thrill has it been traveling with the one and only last descendant of the great Solomon Co? Is it everything you imagined?
Acho que você está deixando sua família orgulhosa.
Well, that's a first. I gotta say, it's a relief being with you. So many people hear Co and they expect me to pull some miracle out of a hat. Time has a way of just building on itself. Solomon was a good man. Great one, even. But if he ever heard all the bullshit being talked about him these days, he'd flat out deck him.
Parece que você não é muito feliz por ser parente do Solomon, não.
I am. And I'm not. Yeah, there was a time, well before Cora, where it really weighed on me. I felt like every little thing I did or didn't do was a reflection on our great legacy. It's enough to drive you crazy. Now I just hope I can help Cora to... I don't know.
O pai quer que seus filhos aprendam com seus erros. Você está mandando bem, mesmo nesse lance de ser pai.
Yeah, let's see if you can do better with her. Some days I think she's half feral. For my father, Cora, and me, everything starts and ends with Solomon Co. He looked out at the stars and he dreamed a way to get there. Imagine being the first person to jump into a new system, set foot on a new world. Hell, I get it. That's powerful stuff. And now... I'm just getting sappy. You're a bad influence, you know that?
Você realmente tem o coração de explorador.
You say the damnedest things. Well, I hope the comic book they make about our adventures is better than that rag on Solomon. The stuff they publish is just downright embarrassing.
Pronto, era isto? Let's go. Para cada arma. Não vou gastar munição, mano.
Grab everything useful.
Malta, tenho que ver aqui as munições e isso, mano. É para eu... Deixa-me só dar aqui uma exploraçãozita rápida. Só para eu ver se conseguimos achar tipo... mais munição ou assim. Não. Ok, malta, vamos seguir. Para. Eu também assustei com esta porcaria, dude. Ouvi um barulho, assustei-me. Pô.
Found me a target.
Bora, para causar mais dano. Diga, tem que matar 100. Bora. Também. Oh, Lufas, tranquilo, bem-vindo. Tranquilo, mano, então. Deve pedir desculpa, mano. Malta, estou a ficar sem munição. Eu vou trocar de arma. Viram? Acabei de dar.
Finish off the research, you're gonna need to collect a sample of hematite to run through the thresher. Grab a laser cutter and head back to the chamber where you came in. Once you've got a sample, thresher's the big machine in the next room. Passcode to start it is 330. Roll that, and we'll have Percival's name cleared in no time.
Vai, bora lá. Portanto, isto era tudo opcional, né? Eu podia chegar e pagar a dívida. Não, não quero a faca.
All set? Good. You can take the elevator in that room back to the surface. There should be a key stashed in the thresher room, if the spacers didn't make off with it.
Ok, está vendo que eu tenho que ir? Elevador? Nossa, dude, a gravidade de Marte é qualquer coisa, né? Não sei. Devolvo aos dados, ok. Mas ele falou em elevador. Onde é que está o elevador? Será que é aqui? Eu não vi elevador nenhum, dude. Vê lá aqui, tá? Vê lá. Filha da mãe. Vê lá se o elevador te come. Malta, não vi. Desististe. Eu já voltei cá acima, dude. Pronto, vou para a minha nave. Fácil. Será que... Olha. Boa. Pensava que era longe, afinal não é. Vamos lá ter com o menino.
Let me see. Reduce joint wear? Oh, increase lifting capacity. A dose of this stuff could make a miner way more efficient. This formula's gotta be worth at least as much as whatever Percival owes. Okay, so here's what you do. Tell Octai and the Trade Authority you found a business proposal that will make miners more efficient, higher yield, synergy, you know, all that business crap. And that you'll trade it to him for clearing Percival's debt. You good at doing pitches and stuff like that?
Comigo talvez não, dude. Eu não joguei ainda. Mas eu já lhe digo.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, and here, a copy of the formula for yourself, in case you ever want to try maximizing your own industrial output. Oh, use that if you can. Good luck.
A ver se a gente consegue.
Was there something else?
Tem uma proposta de negócio para você, bem lucrativo.
I'm never one to turn away an opportunity, but I'd be curious what you think you've uncovered in the Martian market that others have missed.
Pronto, já disse, menino. Transforma hematite aquosa em créditos líquidos como um novo fenómeno patenteado.
Aqueous hematite, iron and wastewater. Well, I'm not surprised no one has proposed something like this before.
Malta, desculpa o barulho.
And exactly what does this new drug of yours do?
Esse código mostra que é uma cura para a fraqueza humana. Trabalhadores melhores hoje mesmo. Torna os seus mineradores mais eficientes. Tem dados aqui para comprovar. Desculpem.
An interesting proposal, if your data pans out. But where's this hematite coming from? The active mines would be too expensive to retool. The deep mines could be an option, but they're full of spacers. Or so I've heard.
Eu já limpei elas. Não vai custar nenhum crédito seu para começar.
Well now, that is intriguing. A completely untapped resource pool, and the sort of utility every mining firm in Sidonia would be clamoring to get their hands on. We could contract out all the actual lab work, bring on one of the hungrier mining concerns for materials, the licensing fees alone. And think what it would do for our image with the general populace. This mine, reopened, thanks to the Martian Trade Authority. Very interesting indeed. And what do you want for the rights to this drug?
Quero que vocês quitem a dívida do Percival.
Dr. Walker's dead? That's it? Consider it wiped. Well, it seems we have a deal then.
Nice.
And here, a finder's fee from the authority. A perfectly reasonable amount for a discovery with this sort of potential. Wouldn't want you feeling shortchanged down the road. We'll just be taking that slate before you have any second thoughts. It was a pleasure doing business with you, Captain.
The city of Sidonia is proud to be a pillar of support.
Before you say anything, no.
Seek your local Marine representative if you wish to sign up for military service.
Yeah?
Eu cuidei da dívida do Percival com a autoridade comercial.
Did you now? Fine work. My end of the bargain then, I suppose. He's holed up in the old Red Devil's HQ. Place was sealed up tight after the UC shuttered our unit, but we snuck him in the back entrance through the deep mines. Was also going to warn you about spacers down there. But it sounds like you might have already tossed those drakes. Here, the passkey. And I'll let him know there's someone he owes one hell of a thank you on their way down.
Bem, vamos então ter com o Percival. Viram, malta? Tínhamos ali 3 opções para a missão. Fazer o que nós acabámos de fazer, pagar só a dívida por inteiro, ou então ir tipo na cadunga, estão a ver, e alterar o valor e pagar tipo uma pechincha. Ou então aquele homem do bar é que pagava, exatamente. Ficava assim. Portanto, yeah.
Be advised to secure this article and find safe ground or remain seated in the event of
Porra, dude. Podemos viajar rápido, né? Portanto, podiam logo ter dito que ele estava aqui, né? Estivemos perto dele. Ok. Estes pontinhos azuis de vez em quando lixam o esquema, malta.
Wow. So, bigger than I expected.
Mas pronto, tipo, nós eventualmente íamos ter que fightar contra eles aqui, porque nós tínhamos que vir aqui à mesma, estão a ver? Portanto, essa parte não ia mudar. Pronto, lembrou-se a mosca, né? Pronto, estava eu aqui sossegado. Olha, foi aquela porta. Estava trancada, malta. Podia dar a volta, né? É a mesma coisa. Caixote de armazenamento. Realista. Então, 2, 3, 4, 5. Espera, fica a faltar 2. Não é este? Haha. Está a ver, não é este. Não. Ok. Este já está. O último. Agora o do meio. Temos 2, 3, 4. Ok. 2. Ah, mas espera, este 2 não, este não dá. É. Pois este dá aqui, mas este não é, malta. Este não é porque eu não tenho mais nenhum que tenha assim 2 perto. Portanto, este aqui não é. Este até pode ser aqui no primeiro. Aliás. Malta, vou arriscar. Mas já fiz porcaria. Já fiz porcaria. Por acaso não.
Seriously handy with those locks.
Vai, bora. Uou.
Man, you gotta give it to the right devils. They had class.
So you must be the one who got me out of the red with the trade authority. Can't say I don't appreciate it, but I doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor. Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts?
Dr. Walker, tenho uma amostra de tecido que precisa ser analisada. Exame completo. Estou aqui para fazer uma entrega por uma antiga colega sua, Adrian Stanun.
Adrian sent you. Did she look okay?
Ela está viva, mas chegou a tentar ocultar isso que te trouxe. De ser atacada por um terramorfo e sobreviver é o que você chama de bem, então sim. Não.
Sounds like Adrian. Watch that woman lose a digit trying to get a better tissue sample. What? You can reattach a finger, Percy? So what exactly did she have you bring me?
Células de terramorfo de um planeta jovem demais para ter um deles.
Adrian said that, huh? If she made you come all the way for this. Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
Bora.
Red devils. Lots of stories, terrible stories about these guys. Of course, you ask a UC Patriot, and they're all heroes.
Ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here. I wasn't expecting guests. Oh, and Lou mentioned how you took care of the debt. Can't say I'm thrilled the Trade Authority got their mitts on the research, but I guess that's the price you pay not to live in a cave the rest of your days. All queued up. Let's gaze into this abyss, shall we? All right, just get those cellular markers tagged. Wait, where are the markers? This can't be right. This sample, it's Londinian. I'll need to get this all in a slate. Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved.
A amostra não é falsa. Eu ocultei do terramorfo.
Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst terramorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinian.
Adrian mencionou. Parece que foi uma tragédia.
It was. An entire city wiped off the map. The swarms were so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive either. I don't think it was transported to Tal Ceti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terramorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
That is the definition of an existential threat. Dear Lord.
So, you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You wanna tell me what your plans are for it now?
Minha ordem é levar você e essa análise até a Adrian. Ela deve estar nos esperando no sexto círculo.
The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster if we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
Bora. É mais fácil assim, né?
Home sweet home.
Bora, meninos. GG.
I heard you helped out Mitch.
Is that really her? Adrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say,
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back. Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble.
Teve um pouco mais de tiros do que gosto nos meus serviços de entrega. Ok.
That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact.
Nice.
So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terramorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the Cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on 2 conditions. 1, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And 2, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us.
Só se precisa de alguém para conquistar umas autoridades, sou a pessoa certa.
Well, that's about the best news I've had all day. But before you commit, I want to make sure you know the whole story.
Ok.
Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done. No. We were both dismissed after the war for what we did. These days, we're just concerned citizens with a very particular area of expertise.
Ok.
Our damage has been done for a long time. Well, it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground. But the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the Cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it.
Certo, vamos falar com esse gabinete.
All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the Cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
Vamos ver. Vá direto, malta. Ali uma bugadazita, viram? Eu estava a ver, oi, já fiz número de 1, quer ver? Mas não, está-se bem.
I will say this. New Atlantis is a good place to raise kids.
Captain! Over here! The workup's in the Cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it.
Ok.
But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier.
Tranquilo.
So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there.
Opa.
My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians.
Ok.
Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
Tem mais interesse em saber o que tem isso a ver com a nossa consulta ao gabinete. Mas parece que tiveram muito sucesso em proteger esse legado.
He would have happily told you he was one of the greats. Ultimately, though, it didn't matter. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death on both sides.
Ok.
Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
Você não é o seu pai, o gabinete não enxerga isso, o problema é deles, não seu. Não sei se posso culpar eles, essa sua família não parece. Não.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already.
Ok.
You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time.
Não.
No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
Sem pergunta nenhuma.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Está daí, menina. Vamos ver se a gente consegue fazer alguma coisa.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Ok. Ariane deixou claro que era necessário tratar desta questão com a máxima urgência. Só estava seguindo ordens.
Well, I'll be sure your commanding officer hears that you've done them satisfactorily. Now then, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you.
Ok.
Perhaps you could summarize for the cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
Então, nós ainda estamos tentando entender o que vamos enfrentar. Não podemos tomar uma decisão informada sem dados. Precisamos dos dados arquivados para achar um jeito de impedir o possível apocalipse terramórfico. Só estou aqui para falar do que aconteceu. A Adriana é que tem planos maiores. Opa, se eu disser, nós ainda estamos tentando entender o que vamos enfrentar. Basicamente é isto. Precisamos de dados, dos dados arquivados para achar um jeito de impedir.
That's quite the leap. Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic, and at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
Ele aniquilou uma colónia que nunca teria previsto sua chegada. É bem alarmante. Eu só sei o que me disseram. O tecido dele é igual aos do Londion.
Just taking her word for it as well, then.
So it would seem. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Existe uma chance do que houve em tal te acontecer em outro lugar? É preciso atender a essa solicitação.
If the stakes weren't so high, we wouldn't be asking. But, well, we're asking.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
Well, I am not. I've heard nothing here to convince me that we should do anything but wait. And I will not risk galactic peace on a question of if.
Yes, a fair assessment, Chief Diplomat. So then, while the data you two have presented is compelling, I think we can safely say it's insufficient for the level of action you've requested. Perhaps once we... What was that?
Attention.
What?
Incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Oh, we need to move.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support.
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Gonna take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Vem passar, meninos. Obrigado. Vê lá, estão a ser atacados. Estão a ver? Agora sim já há maneira de preocupação, dude.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet.
Okay.
You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Parece que nos podemos debruçar.
Let's do it.
That's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Nossa, malta, de um momento para o outro. Jesus.
Something's close.
God, no time to waste, Captain.
Evacuation order has been issued for the Space Port District. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
You might back up. Just stand there.
Espera aí.
Captain! You're going to be okay. It's not real. Whatever you're experiencing right now is not real. We have to put down that bull.
You're okay, right? Watch out!
You're not getting away from
Check the six! It's one of them!
GG.
Wait, officer? Are you and this woman experts? Whatever we can get right now. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare. And
Era mais do que um, então.
I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We hold them as best we can.
Espera aí, mas está aqui.
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the word, we're out there on your six.
You two have any experience with Terramorphs
Ah,
before?
ok. Era opcional.
Only the brief they just gave on the way here. But we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
Quero que vocês cuidem da nossa retaguarda.
Roger that. We're on you.
Sei lá, peraí.
What is this, a new surprise? Let's see what done.
Acabou a sexta munição. Fuck. Jesus, malta. Feito. Pedi.
Thank the heavens you're back in one piece. Though I guess our people weren't so lucky.
O sacrifício deles não foi em vão, a cidade está segura agora.
The few protecting the many.
And it would have been plenty more if it hadn't been for the two of you.
The city owes you both a debt after this.
Thank you.
We were just in the right place at the right time. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Presidente sabe, Presidente. Ora. A malta, GG, man. Não estava à espera, por acaso, de termos este confronto assim. Mas esqueci a munição agora, fuck. Acho que eles agora vão aceitar.
Thank you, gentlemen. Captain, Hadrian, it would appear that the cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology.
Já tínhamos razão,
Your
né?
concerns about the terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Concordo.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, after today's events, the cabinet has decided to revisit its previous decision. We will be supporting your collection of the terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball.
Ok.
Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Não posso ser representante, sou um Zé Ninguém da vanguarda. Vocês têm certeza que essa é a melhor estratégia?
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data.
Bom,
So, will you help us?
pode contar comigo.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives.
Ok.
You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
You've got the cabinet
GG.
backing to prevent more attacks. Understand?
I'm gonna go check in with Chief Engineer Kulkarni. Start getting a plan together for that data.
Vai, menina. GG, malta.